I'm starting the video today with the finished product. In this video, we'll be making a snake game. How exciting. Takes some of us back to our QBasic days. Others don't know what that is, but that's okay. Yeah, so we got a snake game. Very simple. And I want to show you what I'm going to make so that you don't scrub to the end of the video to see and I don't make the 101 mistake when making coding videos, as this is my first one. So as you can see, we have the basic snake game, and I didn't even score 1 point. Wow, I'm not doing very well. Anyways, you get the gist. So that's the game that we're making. But I'd like to speak on, actually, now that I've gone through making the video, the fact that, number one, this is a live coding session, uncut. I stopped one time because my dog was barking in the middle of the night. This is the first time that I've ever done this, recorded myself coding. So there's some nervousness, I would guess, that would come to that. And you can see how well it went in the video because it was uncut and that was my first take. So I guess the challenge for the developers that make it to this point is how fast could you make this app and, up the game if you want to record yourself doing it, because I think that would make it harder. How long would it take you to make this app? And I recorded it from file new to this point, and I did it in one cut. And I didn't do it because I'm a great programmer. I did it because of my workflow and because of Octoboard, really. In the end, you'll see I don't really write any code. I just tell it to make a snake game, and then I give it its errors. And then when it's done with that, I say, hey, make it better, and then it does it. So it's it's a really interesting way of writing code, I will say. If you have the version control under control in hand, and you can undo mistakes when it happens, which would mean doing a byte at a time on a real project, then I think that this is a viable way to make software for sure. Anyways, here's the video. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna do a little coding session, and I really want to show a demo of Octoboard, and I want to show how I use it to write software, if you want to call it that, because I'm not doing a lot of writing. This will also serve as a test for me to see if there's anything I need to focus on with the application, because it's a little buggy at the moment. Octoboard currently is just this little app here. And what we're going to do, I already have one there. I've done this before. but we're going to start from scratch and see what happens. All right, I have a blank Winforms project essentially. It's fine. All right, go to settings, projects, add a project, snake game, path, playground, snake game, select folder, go save. So this did not update when we changed the settings. As I said, there will be things that don't work, so we have to restart it. Snake game is now in the list of apps. We'll select it. Now let's see if we can generate a PDF. Yeah, here we go. So we have a snake game PDF. Claude. All right. Go. So I'm up and running with a basic app. It's just a blank Winforms app, but that's the process of getting it into an LLM. And the other thing is that I can talk to the LLM, and this will get better over time, but I can talk to the LLM over typing, and some of it's trivial and easier just to type, but at the same time, it's a new way to code, so we're going to do that a little bit as well. So you can, right here, I simply just hit the button to start recording, I talk, and then it'll create the transcript and put it on the clipboard for me. So I want to write a snake game. Here's the basic Winforms app that I've started. I'll let you pick the features that we start off with. But what I need you to do is give me the list of classes that I need to make. And then you can write the class. One thing we're going to do is make sure that the UI elements are in designer.cs files. Do not put them in the main file. I feel like there was something else. So double click it, it goes to the clipboard. I paste it here. There was something else. Oh yeah, show each file in its own artifact. So we can go back. You know, you can edit it or what have you. so this thing's just straight up going to town. Settings, point, direction, snake, food, game stat. Now this may be hard to believe, but I'm just going to copy all of this and run it and see what happens, and there's a good chance it will work. Okay, so we already have the Form 1 designer, okay? And when it's printing the entire file, which I don't know if it actually did here, let's see. It did. When it prints the entire file, we can copy it to the clipboard. Didn't work. Copy it to the clipboard. There you go. Select the file and hit save. Okay. And for these, we can copy to the clipboard. Hit plus. And it adds it. And it adds it. It's the main form class. I'm just going to copy it. The beautiful thing is you can do this however you want. View code. Nope, it is the whole thing. Okay, it's fine. Do it however you want. So, it says there's one error. It says there's more than, I don't know. It's weird. Okay, 4 errors. But we can make a new PDF, give it the PDF, which is now all the code. We can give it the errors, and we can say print the entire file for any code changes. We have to do that right now because, I mean, I could manually come in here and copy it, but I want to show you how Octoboard works. And we can close these out when we're done with them. And to be honest with you, I didn't even look at the errors. Okay. But we can go to, let's just look real quick. So this is this is always scary if you're overriding the form or any code, and I haven't quite figured out how to make that comfortable. I'm working on a version history. So now, yeah, now there should be one. There's a revert and restore. And I think that's a solution for it, but I haven't really tested this out much. Okay. So we're at a point where it will compile, so we'll do it, see what happens. And we have a snake game. Just like that. It freaking works. And ta-da. Press enter, starts over again. So I didn't really write any code. I honestly have no idea how it works because I haven't dug into it too much. But if I wanted to know, um, create a README file that explains how this application works so that a developer that looks at this README would get a good gist of how to keep working on the app. There's a lot of things that you can do with these LLMs, and it doesn't have to do anything with code. I mean, like this could be any white collar kind of job where you would want to give it information in a PDF, and then you extract some details out of it and get creates a new document or an email or this or that. Blah blah. Okay, so now blah blah blah. If you're actually working on this, you could read it. I mean, look at this. It's talking about all the classes, what they do, and then you could put. I mean, it's I don't know why it's. Look at this. It's giving. I think this is new. Yeah, yeah. This is actually really cool because look, it's taking the app and it's explaining it to them. This would be good for like a student. It's explaining it to them and then how to extend it and what you could do to work on it next. That's actually really awesome. But why wait, right? I feel like this is a good MVP of the app and it works well. Now I want you to take the app to the next level. Remember any design elements, any UI elements need to be in the designer file. If you change a file, please print the entire file for me as I am copying and pasting the entire file into the code. See how I talk to it just kind of in normal language and it understands it. So I'm really, if this was a real project, I think about how I would test this, cover all the edge cases, and from there I'm kind of thinking about it as a project manager. and then you get down into the weeds of the details, and then you got to become a developer. So you're just kind of hopping around between hats, but you don't. One thing that I always thought was hard about writing software is you're constantly going back between like bare bones on the metal and the 30,000 foot view. I prefer the 30,000 foot view. Some people prefer being on the down on the metal. But with this, you can stay at the 30,000 foot view, and you rarely have to go down on the metal. You don't have to do it as often, and switching context is always what I thought was difficult about it. So this thing's just straight up going to town, and I don't know. Let's see if it works. And I didn't even tell it what to do. I was just like, make it good. Settings, copy, settings, save, yes. Now we go to history. No, I only have one of those. Okay. Difficulty. Oh, did that really change? It's new. Bam. And again, just as easy to do it in the code editor. But this is a demonstration of Octoboard. Takes a lot of guts to hit that save button right there. You can undo it in the code editor. I don't think it has a. Yeah, no, it does have history. Okay, so if that doesn't work, at some point, maybe one day we can. When the AI does not do its job, one day we can test the revert. But so far, I have not been able to test it yet. The interesting thing is it's all a little bit recursive. You're using Octoboard to write Octoboard, and that doesn't always work out so well. So this is a test of using Octoboard to actually write something else, where I'm not finding bugs as I'm using Octoboard to write Octoboard. That makes it tough. Okay. Anyways, save. And this also has a history now. Let's see. There we go. Added the game state, added the difficulty. Okay. 5 errors. It did not finish. All right, let's see. Okay, so it copied it to the clipboard, the old version, and I pasted it. correct, but it didn't. It didn't show it again. Okay, that's okay. Hmm. All right. All right, I messed that up. Thought I did. Where? No, I did. Okay. And then sometimes it's just easier. Sometimes you gotta make a couple loops here to get somewhere. Sometimes you fight it quite a lot. It's a price to pay to be lazy. Okay, so this thing's going to town, rewriting Form 1. And it says it should resolve all errors. We will see. Bam. Okay. Medium. Whoa, whoa. All right, that's pretty neat. However, and I mean, we just gave it the code. That's fine. We can do it again when the projects get huge. Then it becomes a problem. But just for demonstration purposes of how fast you can get your code into the LLM after an update. That's really the really useful part of this. I go here and we'll say for some reason my arrow keys do not work. I can no longer control the snake. This was working a few minutes ago. Take a look at it. And it's like how I iterate on code. You see, like we're working through the issues. I'm just describing the problem, and I'm getting the problem into the system so the system can solve it. I'm not sitting here trying to figure out anything. Okay, decided I was going to change the designer. We will. And if you, again, if you like doing it this way, hey. The thing is, this doesn't work when you're not when it's just showing you clips of the files. When they get really long, and that's where the smart save's gonna come into play, but it's not. It doesn't really work yet. And that what that's gonna do is that's gonna attempt to. Where is it coming up with this? Here's a perfect example. That's why this doesn't work. You think it's going to be the entire file, but it's not. So you got to go in here and you got to copy all this stuff. But with Smart Save, I'm going to get the app to, through a diffing mechanism and probably AI of some sort, do that automatically. Because that's a manual thing, and if it can do it 80% of the time, then that would be awesome. Because at least with Claude, I'm constantly asking it, show me the file, show me the entire file, show me the entire file. And this one is already 200 lines. Doesn't really work. But now the app does. Wow, hit the wrong button. When the game's over and I press enter, it does not restart the game. I mean, this thing's going to just rewrite the whole Form 1 again. Why not? Call it YOLO coding. See, it's not so bad. What? See, I don't even know what makes it hard. Let's find out. That it's fast? Oh my gosh. Hmm. Well, we'll leave it there. That's how you code with Octoboard, with voice, and without even looking at Visual Studios. And we started from a blank project and did several iterations on a game. And the game has 3 different modes. It's got a high score. It's not bad. I mean, this probably doesn't work, but hey, guess what? That would be the next thing. So we'll stop there.